Brian Marshall of VNet is joining us now. We're talking a little cybersecurity. Welcome, Brian. So we're just going to get right into it. Over the past several weeks, there have been several national stories about hackers secretly hiding in U.S. infrastructure, ready to conduct potentially destructive cyber attacks. Cybersecurity is a buzzword. We've all heard it. What about locally? What are our concerns here locally?
So for all of your viewers, it's all about opportunity, right? So we have these, we'll call them bad guys, right? So we have these cyber criminals that are constantly trying to get to your data. Mm-hmm. Why do they want your data? Because it's valuable. There's a reason when we go to Google and we look something up that we don't have to send them a check. We've sort of agreed with them that we're going to give them our information in exchange for other information. Mm-hmm. Well, the bad guys want to get a hold of that. So it's really, really important that we're very vigilant and not just giving our things away. And we want to make sure that we're being very mindful of the things we're clicking on and the things that we're sort of interacting with.
Yeah, well, everybody thinks that it'll happen to somebody else, but last week there was a story in Spotlight PA showing that here in Pennsylvania, the government's worried, they're ready to invest. Is it possible for local governments to protect against cyber attacks?
It is. The local government and sort of local officials want to make sure that you're educated. It's really going to be around education. Places like VNet do a great job of like building a fortress around companies, but you at home, you know, you're kind of out there on an island. Mm-hmm. And we really have to be very mindful of what we're clicking on and who we're sort of giving our information to. Or more importantly, we get sort of that shiny request. This very beautiful person has just wanted to be my friend. I don't know that person, but I'm going to click on that anyway. It's very important that we sort of identify that as something that could be nefarious and make sure that we don't fall for that.
Yeah. So bottom line, is it worth our time to try to beat the hackers?
Oh, absolutely. You've got no alternative, right? The alternative could be bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. I mean, very, very bad things happen to people that do not follow the rules or do not keep their data secure. So the best thing you can do is make sure that you're not clicking on things you don't understand. Mm-hmm. If you do accidentally click on something, if it asks you for the password, stop. Why would you give your password away? Don't just type your password in there. Be very, very mindful of who you're giving information to and who you're giving access to your computer. If you do that, you can be safe.
Yeah, and change those passwords, right? How often should you change a password?
So you should change your password often, but they also shouldn't be the same. Mm-hmm. Because you cannot trust that the place that you have your password, right? So your bank or your old university, they've probably been compromised. And when they got compromised, your password got compromised. So you really need to have a different password for everything you do. And it just can't be your dog's name with the number 7.
Right. I used to resist the whole writing down your passwords, but because everything requires a password and they require certain characters and numbers, and then you got to change it, you've got to write them down now, don't you?
Yeah. It's weird. We used to make fun of people that would put them on Post-it notes and like hide them under their keyboard.
You've got to.
Honestly, the chances that somebody's going to break into your house and look under your keyboard is much smaller than you using the same password and somebody guessing it.
Just keep a little booklet and keep it handy. If you'd like more information about this conversation, you can go to vnet.us for more information and links to great articles concerning all of this. Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Coming up,